Mr. What's in a Name asks, who would you choose as Trent's replacement in the England squad?
Well, I wouldn't be a fullback. Because I think they've got plenty of fullbacks. I think Gareth Southgate, and for me, is going to either pick Lingard or Ward-Prowse. That's the kind of guy he is. It's all about the team. It's all about the squad. It's all about the camaraderie, which it is. That's important. And so I believe it's going to be one of the players that have already been with them, a Lingard or a Ward-Prowse, and I would suggest he takes a Ward-Prowse.
OK, I'm wearing the right colours for the next question, for the old yellow submarine. Villarreal USA, I'll put this to you, Gab. They ask, how far can Gerard Moreno and Pau Torres carry Spain in the Euros?
Well, obviously, they'll be carrying them from different ends of the pitch. I run out of superlatives for Gerard Moreno because, you know, he not only scores a ton of goals, and he scored a ton of goals last year, so it's not like it came out of nowhere, but he's also such a fantastic assist man as well. You know, in some ways, there's maybe even a little bit of a parallel with Harry Kane in that, you know, he scores and he sets up others. So I think he can play a big role for Spain, and I think Luis Enrique should just have no doubts and say, you know, this is my guy up front, even though it is perhaps a different system in some ways. Pau Torres at the back, you really like what you see. I think it is a big step up. Here we're still talking about a very young man. Spain have certain areas where they're very strong, and they have other areas where I think they have big deficiencies. And when I look at some of the choices that Luis Enrique made, some of the guys he left out, and just even the mere fact that there's not a single Real Madrid player in the squad, not even somebody like Nacho who's entirely inoffensive to anybody. You know, you say that, all right, Luis Enrique is going to do things his way. He's a man of conviction, and he's either going to walk away a fool or a king, I think, in this tournament. But he certainly has shown just what a bold manager he is.
How perfect a description for Nacho, inoffensive to anybody. I think that's very fair. Gab, Safi Sumbal says, were you surprised to see Sterling selected ahead of Bamford and Lingard for the Euros? Bamford scored 17 goals in 38 games, Lingard 9 goals in 16. Sterling scored only 14 times in 49 games. He had a shocker the other night against Chelsea. What was Southgate thinking?
I think he was thinking that we see this all the time. We see very good players who have bad seasons and then suddenly at the end of the season come alive. You know, you can throw whatever numbers you want at me. Sterling is still a more technically gifted player than Bamford and Lingard put together, frankly. Bamford's been a tremendous story. He's done very, very well, but Leeds United play nothing like England. And, you know, you play up front on a team that plays the way Bielsa teams do, and you're a good finisher, you know, you're going to score goals. Equally, I look at a guy like Lingard, again, England don't want to be playing the way David Moyes' West Ham played. They want to be playing a different type of football. So I'm not surprised. I think he hopes that, you know, Sterling's there, can come alive all of a sudden. You know, maybe he starts running at people, he beats them, gives you an extra alternative. I think the good news for England is that relative to previous tournaments where, you know, Sterling was pretty much the man or close to it, he certainly isn't going into this tournament. It's not even entirely clear to me that he's going to start. I think that's going to take a lot of the pressure off him. But, you know, look, if it ends up being, you know, I don't know, Rashford, Kane, and Jadon Sancho in your front three, that's still pretty good. And then Sterling's just kind of the cherry on top, if and when you need him.
What do you think, Stevie, about that?
Oh, I think Southgate's spot on. Yeah, I agree with every single thing that Gab says, which is not, it's a pretty rare thing, that, but yeah, he's 100%. Yeah, I mean,
press record. Yeah,
Bamford, having not been in the squad before, it would be a huge thing for him. I don't know whether he would settle anyway. Lingard's, let's be honest, had a good 6 months, and Sterling's had a great 4 years, and he's just gone a little quiet, but he's still effective. So I think it's a no-brainer.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.